Alright, hello. Welcome everybody to another video. Today, we're going to be reacting to some creative mode content. As you can see, I've got a bunch of people here I'm subscribed to, have just uploaded some videos. I've got Rifty, got LACHLAN, Bayesian Canadian, TBNR Frags. They've all uploaded videos talking about, well, new creative mode that's coming out. So I'm going to look at, take a look at LACHLAN's because I think he goes over it the best. And we're going to check out the Fortnite creative mode announcement and see what we can kind of gather on what's going to be coming to Fortnite. So we'll start off with the creative mode announcement and let's do it.
In this mode, you can build on your own private island and also design.
Okay. So right away, right here, I'm actually going to move this a little bit so you guys can see it better, is we've got speed booster pads. So the speed booster pads, you guys know from Save the World, we've done a hoverboard video on it. Basically, they just make it go super fast. So that's really cool to see that we've got those in. Also, you can see there's like an ice block in there as well.
The initial release will
Could be interesting.
But if you want to jump in and check it out, pick up the battle pass for a week of early access starting December 6th.
That's tomorrow.
Explore with your squad. Devise action-packed combat modes, or...
So you can see this guy, he's placing, you've got unlimited ammo. That's already really cool. He's got like a cell phone. He's placing trucks. It's like a custom map. Factories from season like 1 in the background. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Use your imagination to create your modes or edit with friends.
All right, so pretty much just like the basics, like hey, you can create stuff, yada yada yada. Yeah, we know. All right, let's watch LACHLAN's video. I've got permission, by the way, so LACHLAN's cool with it, and see what he does, and let's take a look.
See that on the screen right there, ladies and gentlemen? Fortnite creative mode.
Creative mode. So already you've got a new loading screen. Seems cool. Nothing too special, but I guess in the background you can see there's like custom builds, like with different materials, like this, like the orange above here is like a completely new material. So that's pretty cool if you got like new materials to work with.
So first things first, when you hit up play, it's going to come up with an option to join other friend servers.
Okay.
I'm obviously just going to go ahead and create a new one for you guys.
Interesting. So you can see if your friends are doing stuff. You can join their servers. Up to 16 people. I don't know if that's going to change or not, but up to 16 people in the game. 16. That's insane. Also, obviously, you can start a server. Hopefully, you can save it. I mean, we'll see what LACHLAN says. Let's just keep watching.
So welcome to the Fortnite Creative Lobby. This is where you start off every individual time you load up Fortnite Creative. We put here in this lobby. So as you can see from a glance, we've got a bunch of rocks around us with some rifts in them. Of course, the one over there, the gold rift, that's going to be my server. And I believe the plan for these featured ones at the front are for maps that are trendy, have a certain game mode. Just, you know, think Minecraft, but Fortnite. Awesome maps. But currently,
okay, so like if there's a map that's been upvoted right now, I'm assuming you'll be able to download them, but instead of that, you can just literally just walk in, and then let's say there's like a hide and seek map, you can just play hide and seek. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's very cool.
Right now, there is nothing featured in either of those, so we're going to go over to my island. So as you approach your own rift, you're greeted with an interact option. Essentially, you can choose one of 4 islands. They're like 4 different saves, I guess you can kind of say, that you can have tied to your account at any time. Today, we're going to be playing on Island 2. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Fortnite creative server. First things first, though, make sure to use
code AlexAce AlexAce in the shop. You know what to do.
We've got a lot to go through, and at first you're probably hit with a bunch of things off the bat. You can see on the left there, double tap to fly.
You can fly. Let's go. That's something we needed. It's literally Minecraft. I love me some Minecraft. Let's go. Flying makes building so much easier. That's actually sick.
Right, we got fly mode in Fortnite Creative. Obviously makes sense. You're trying to build a map, you need to fly. It's great.
Yes.
Next thing up, you probably noticed we've got a phone in our hotbar. It's like that one with the emote, but like it actually now does something. So if I go ahead and select current tiles, you see that it has a grid option, and if I was to say right click, I could pick up that option and move it around to say over, I don't know, here. Like that. I've just moved a piece of concrete. I can also copy it with a left mouse button so that it doesn't get rid of the original piece. And that's pretty much what the phone will do. You can also press X while holding it out, and you can delete whatever you've put down already. So this thing here is just a couple
very
of,
cool. I just realized that I'm like totally blocking LACHLAN's face cam. So not to be rude, but I'm gonna make myself a little smaller so you can see my boy.
bottom is a memory used bar. Essentially, if that gets to the end, you won't be able to place blocks and stuff like that. This is just to make sure your server doesn't crash. And so next up, if we open up our inventory, we're greeted with this creative menu, and we have a lot of things called prefabs, and they're essentially pre-built structures from either the game or from Fortnite Creative Mode itself that you can use as kind of like a tool to pick from and use for your current build.
So that's pretty cool. So these are all obstacle courses here that Epic has already built, but you can see we've got like lucky landing structures, and there is a lot of structures you can see. So you can literally recreate the map and then some. So that's really cool. I can't wait to make like custom hide and seek maps and just really cool maps, like maybe like a PvP map based off of like Rust or something from Call of Duty. I don't know. Basically, the options are limitless in this. This is so cool.
For example, we've got a couple of obstacle courses here that you can just use for fun, and then from that we've got parts of towns that you can use as buildings. So as you can see, we got things from Lucky Landing here, things from Tilted Towers here. Can I get a F in the chat for my factories out there, boys?
Hey.
There's factories in here. We got the club from yonder. We got, you know, the modern houses, all the stuff from Pleasant Park, stuff like that. Retail row, the shops. And as we scroll down the list, we move over to some prop items. So things from the game that you can destroy for mats and stuff like that. Trees, for example, signs, cars, all that kind of stuff. And then we've got this here, which is actually new to creative. It's a cube gallery, and essentially it's just a bunch of blocks that have different colors, and some have effects. You saw it on my code Loki sign just before. And yeah, just
Okay, so we've got colored blocks, cool for like rainbow stuff, and there's blocks that light up, so just for like extra cool stuff. Sure, why not? Very cool.
All right, so let's say we want to get some of these cubes out. We want to get some of these trees out. We equip both of them, and it adds it to our inventory. Now, essentially, every prefab is represented with a porta fort, and you throw it, and it gives you a little preview of what you're going to throw, or at least the dimensions of what it's going to throw. And then that's what we've got, a little cube selecting thing. Now, at the current time, we've got 2 animated cubes, a light cube, 3 light cubes, actually, some base colors to work with, and some reflective colors.
Nice.
That's kind of cool, actually. Didn't notice that. Now, these cubes are interesting because they are technically a prop. They don't apply to the normal kind of rules that other builds apply to. Like, say for stairs, for example, it's very 1x1. It has to fit in that 1x1. Props are different. They're like trees, all that kind of stuff. You can pick them up and you just chuck it down there in the middle. It's not restricted to that 1x1, kind of format.
Nice.
You can do a whole
That's really
lot
cool.
with this phone and some props, I'll tell you that much. Hey, you can have a look at the left for all the controls you can do. F to push it away from you. C to pull it in closer. You can actually rotate the piece, so you can rotate it all 3 ways. So clockwise, counterclockwise in either your pitch or roll. It's X, Y, Z values, of course, just like that. And every time you hit tab, it shows you what you've done, and you can also reset the rotation by holding tab, and you'll go back to normal. And with the combination of the rotation tool, you can pull off some really cool kind of stuff.
That's a lot of options.
Put it inside of each other, make some cool new objects that way. It's interesting. You can also make it not apply to gravity as well. If you press G, it'll just hang there in the air. Lots of cool stuff can be done just with those properties there. You can make cool parkour maps, hide and seek maps. I can't wait to see what the community does with this Fortnite creative mode, and I can't wait to play the maps. It's going to be an amazing experience, I'm telling you now. And we're definitely not done just there. You can also snap it to a grid. So say if you wanted to make sure that you had these perfectly in place next to each other, you can grid snap it, and it will show you the grid number of what it's doing. So right now it's doing 16, 8, 4, 2. So it's just kind of like a spacing method that you can do, just so you can keep the blocks nice and flush with each other.
Nice. So like, not only can you place them however you want to rotate anything, you can even grid snap everything. This is really cool because there's just so many things that you are restricted in building in Fortnite that, like, if you want to have it besides that 1x1, you can now build out of that 1x1, which is really cool, which is actually gonna, I know it doesn't seem like much, but it's actually opened up a lot more for people who want to build way more out of that, like, restricted 1x1 area. So that's pretty cool. And also these light blocks are pretty cool. So that's, I don't know. I don't know what we could do with these light blocks, but maybe like a maze or something. I don't know. Well, let me know in the comments. Let me know.
In mode, we've got a lot of things you would have seen in the playground feature as well. The first thing first is a respawn pad. You would have seen that in
nice
already.
Yes.
Essentially, if you walk over it, it becomes a spawn pad, and you can customize it with options. Pretty much when you go to start a game mode, you have some team options here, and you can do a bunch of stuff with it. It's pretty cool. And so find a
pretty much what we've been asking for. Glad they added it in.
respawn right now. I will always respawn right here. at my respawn pad. Damn it.
Okay, so we've got vehicle respawn pads. Pretty cool stuff. Just so we have unlimited vehicles if you're doing like a race or something. That's cool.
Numbers now for carts apparently, and there we go. You get a new cart every time it disappears. So next up we have some damage traps. These are new kind of traps that whenever you hit them, they'll bounce you back a little bit and take 5 HP away from you. So something to penalize the player for running a certain way or even trying to run a certain way. Next up we have these.
Could be good for like parkour maps, racing maps. Other than that, not really sure. But yeah, it's just like a nice addition. And there's the ice block like I brought up earlier in the reveal trailer. Let's see what it does.
Ice block traps, and essentially they're kind of like the ice traps, but you only have it for like a couple seconds. So you'll slide through it and you'll slide for a couple seconds like that. I don't know if you saw that. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, you slide for a little bit, and you can really tell when you use it in combination with these new speed pads. And these are a little speed boost thing. Very self-explanatory. You can also customize them for the speed, so you can give it a low, medium, or a high speed. And if I was to do it on this ice, for example, you see how I just slid all the way off there? Kind of, combines that whole thing. But it doesn't give you permanently ice feet for 30 seconds or whatever it gives it for. So it's like a nice little way of using that mechanic without having to have it forever. Next up, we got this little scoreboard thing. Essentially, if you jump on the pad, you can add a point for one thing. I actually really like this for things like dodgeball, trap ball, stuff like that. You can go on and be like, oh, I got my goal. Okay, cool. Chuck it on. And
that's awesome. That's really cool for competitive game modes. Tack on a point if you want. Looks good for thumbnails. Dope.
Memory serves me correct. You press the middle one and deletes the score. You probably don't want to get a big score and then accidentally hit the middle one there. Pretty cool indeed. And then next up, we've got this kind of timer. So you can customize it, of course, and it'll pretty much display a timer and play the sound when the timer is complete. So moving back into our inventory, we've got the weapons sheet, and it's pretty much
so we can spawn in any weapon. That's pretty cool. I don't see C4 in here. I don't see the revolver, so it looks like vaulted weapons are still removed. But really cool to see that you can bring just any weapon you want to any battle. That's sick.
And then last but not least, we got the chest feature. So like I showed you before, if I go to weapon or a consumable, I go add to chest. I hit the chest right here, and I go create chest. It'll put one in game. You can, of course, pick it up, move it around, all that cool stuff. Place it wherever you want. You can make it float if you want. All that stuff. Search the chest, and guess what comes out? The item you put in.
That's dope.
This is going to make some awesome game modes. What I personally love to see from the devs is maybe a way to get that to be a random thing every time, because I think that could inspire some game modes. Lucky block. Anyway, moving on. We've also got the option to create a llama as well. So essentially, it's just going to spawn a llama. We can open it up, and it's the same thing. It's a chest, but it's a llama. And I think as of right now, currently, oh, you actually can pick up the llama now. You couldn't do that yesterday. And of course, it goes without saying this is in progress. This may not be the final version that actually sees it tomorrow.
Okay, interesting. So out of the llama, he had a grappler. I think you can get that normally. So I wonder if you can put guns in the llama as well. Could make for some interesting game modes, like where it's like there's like 100 llamas, you only get to choose out of like 5, and whatever you get in there, that's what you get. Kind of like lucky blocks, like he said, but not exactly fully random, but still really cool that you can just add whatever you want into a chest or a llama.
Because this will be like a week old technically, so we'll see how we go. Look how many friends I have.
Nice.
I have a lot of friends. If you make your way over to this part of the island, it's essentially just a rift to get back to the hub. Also importantly, you've got your escape menu, which has your island settings. So these are things that you can set game modes, teams, time limits, spawn locations, all that stuff. So you can have people spawn from the sky, their team pads, their spawn pads, all that stuff. Free-for-all, deathmatch, free play, game mode options for now, teams, and the time limit that it can go for. Up to a maximum of no time limit, and then 1 minute start. And so I've just hit start the mini game, and it's going to reset everyone and put them somewhere in the map wherever I selected the sky. And so because the game mode started, it's cleared my access to play creative, I guess you could say, and I have to wait until the 20 seconds is up. This is when you'd do your game mode, and then when the time's up, it'll reset it, save your world, reset any damage done to your world. Like for instance, if I was to go ahead, completely destroy these llamas here, these innocent llamas who definitely didn't deserve that, they'll come back in 4 seconds. There we go, because I think it was a death match. It shows eliminations, deaths, all that kind of stuff. That's my name at the top left.
Dope, so you can see how everybody did.
And then it fully resets the island and puts it back to the state before the minigame was started. So for example, a game mode I made the other day was one where we shot the start and we had to...
So if you make a game mode where you have to destroy stuff, you're set to go. So I'm thinking game modes like destruction hide and seek. I know that sounds kind of dumb, but like, you know, if you want to make a custom town, someone's just raining down missiles from the air, your map is totally safe. You don't have to rebuild. That's pretty dope.
To try and outrun the platforms that were disappearing, and this allows us to, you know, reset, make some cool mechanics, and have like a really cool race. And that's just an example of how you can really use creative mode to make some game modes you really couldn't before. I mean, you couldn't Playground, but you'd have to spend so many hours building it because you can only play it once and then you're done. And then also in your island settings, you've got things like health settings, stuff you've seen in Playground mode before, options for the teams and such. So one of the new ones is pickaxe building damage. I can turn it on for instant, and essentially what will happen is anything I touch will disappear if it can be touched. So these llamas, goodbye.
Nice.
Cool. I don't know. Once again, I think that can open up a little bit of opportunities there. And I think that's what the developer's shooting for, is to allow as many possible creations, game modes, whatever, to be made. And I think they've done a pretty good job at it. So you can even put down but not out options, stuff like that. And then island tools as well. So you can give permissions for players to actually edit. You can say, all right, only I can edit it, or, you know, people that join, they can edit it as well. Be careful with this, because I can already see people doing like griefing Fortnite server videos like they did for Minecraft.
Like Minecraft, let's go.
Griefing. And also you've got this option here to reset your island completely, and that will just obviously wipe the whole island and leave like the base island there. And this is it. This is what it looks like. Just a barren island with a few trees and rocks, and for some reason a shack. I don't really know why.
So you have this entire island to build whatever you want, whenever you want. I think the max time I see is about 4 hours, and of course depending on how much memory you use. That's pretty cool and insane. It's just I know I hate to say it like this, but it's kind of like Minecraft now, and it's really cool because it's not even about Minecraft. It's more so like the ideas of making fun game modes however you want and whenever you want. So it's really cool to see that Fortnite has made this creative thing for people like myself and other content creators to make videos for you guys, because it's gonna be freaking awesome. We're gonna have so many like ideas that can now become a reality with this, which is super cool. All right, so creative mode looks incredible. Tomorrow we're gonna check it out. We're gonna play it ourselves when it comes out with the battle pass. I hope you guys are excited. If you guys are, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for what we can try in the new creative mode down in the comments. And of course, shout out to my boy LACHLAN for letting me, you know, react to his channel, video, whatever, because yeah. But anyways, insanely cool stuff coming to the channel, insanely cool stuff coming just because of Fortnite. Because of Fortnite, it's insane. So I hope you guys are ready for that. So thank you so much for watching. Some creative mode coming tomorrow, and of course code AlexAce YT in the shop. Don't forget to do that. But thank you so much for watching. I said that like 4 times now, and I'll see you guys next time.